Okay, folks, here we are. Right. Mitch and Mike's voiceover journey. What's up, people?
We're on a journey. I'm fully swerved, Mike.
You swerved?
Mike told me to swerve.
I know, I said get your swerve on.
Yeah, what does that mean?
It's just you get your mojo up, man. He's got my swerve on. Know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Know what I'm saying?
So it's not convulsing.
No, which you just started to do.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to need to call 911 for you, my friend. Remotely.
Hello, is this Detroit 911? I got a friend that's having a seizure.
Oh, wow.
I need your help.
You
What's
would
his
call
address?
for me.
Oh, heck if I know. Just find him, man.
Yeah,
He's the guy in his basement that's convulsing.
I don't know how to say his last name, but you can find him. He's fine. He lives in Livonia somewhere.
Lichtenstick. Something. I don't know.
At least it's not
Mitch.
Pelletier.
Pelletier.
There you go. What's up, Mike? Yeah.
Man, I'm having a good time. It is... What is today? It's Monday. Oh, my goodness.
It's Monday, yeah.
Yeah, you know what was the greatest feeling? I mean, for me, the guy with the day job. Saturday, at some point during the day, I thought it was Sunday. And I was gearing myself up for what time do I have to wake up in the morning to go to the gym and then get started. And then I had the sudden realization, wait a minute, it's only Saturday. I have another day off.
I love that so much. Oh, gosh. It feels so good to get all that. And then Sunday, you sometimes don't even feel the need to do anything because you get to relax. That wasn't even a day you thought you had.
It was bonus day off.
Bonus
is what it
day.
was.
Because sometimes Fridays feel like Saturdays, if you ask me. You get a good Friday?
If you have a good Friday and it's pretty light, then, it feels like a 3-day weekend. But
I'm waiting for the day that I'm so booked up with voiceover work that even the weekend has some fun little titty bits I can play with on. Yeah, I can play.
Yeah, what's a weekend?
Sure, I can play on the weekend. Yeah. There's not a lot coming through. I don't know. When I first started this journey, I was told you're going to have to work weekends, nights, and this and that. And it's true, you do sometimes, and it depends on how much you want to really put in to it. I get burnout. We talked about that. There's burnout. It happens. But a lot of the industry slows way down over the weekend, except for pay-to-play sites.
Well, even that, though, I have noticed that Friday and Sunday are very light as far as job announcements on the pay-to-plays.
Yeah.
I mean, Hidalgo might be a little bit different because it's slow anyway. Okay. And, them dang Europeans, they just work whenever. So
wow, you just chopped off a whole market. Michael.
No, I didn't say anything offensive. I just said them dang Europeans.
Yeah, you said dang or darn or something really,
It was not very offensive. I love my Europeans.
For them. That's how I feel.
I love my Europeans.
Me too.
Especially the French ones.
Oh,
because I am also the French.
Especially the Croatian ones for me.
Yep. Lesinski.
That's Polish. But anyway, so you're having fun. You've been playing around in the booth at all? You've been maybe...
I've gotten some. Like I said, I mean, the agent stuff isn't coming in very much. I'm looking for, I'm looking more at Twitter. I submitted something that a couple of things that I saw on the what the casting call retweet. Or whatever.
That's a cool place to go.
I haven't gotten any feedback on that, but at least I filled a few things out and tried to get on some rosters and stuff. As far as auditions, I mean a handful last week, not a ton. From the pay-to-plays that I was able to do, but I did some. So
that's good.
Yeah.
I have an update before we start our main topic, which is to say, a while back I started an email campaign to reach out to Michigan business owners.
Right.
And I put as many people as I could on that list, and it was a big campaign, something I wasn't sure I wanted to do. Emails that all sound similar or are exactly the same. And I've tried campaigns, and I wasn't getting anything. Nothing one person saying, please remove me from your list, which was hilarious, out of hundreds of emails. And then all of a sudden I'm getting more good, positive responses. And then those people I'm talking to are now hooking me up with more people. So I'm meeting like way more people. This finally planting the right seeds in the right place, which means I need to plant more seeds. So that's a positive, just to let everybody out there know, don't you quit, because I almost did. And I saw a little leaf sprouting out of the ground. I'm like, I don't know if that's what you do to it, but and it grows.
No, that's
maybe
a fire. You would
do
that.
Shit.
Yeah, leaf, you water it. You water it.
I may have stamped the whole thing out, but
no.
What were we talking about today, Mike?
Well, we were kind of gonna talk about community.
Oh,
community in the voiceover world. So voiceover community. I mean, right here on this podcast, this is part of my community. This is part of your community. Is you and I getting together. And again, for those of you who might be listening, we don't just turn the thing on and start going. We chat, and we have our personal connection where we're keeping each other accountable and finding out where each other are going and what we're doing and everything. So catching up and having fun with each other before we hit record and have even more fun. But this is where it starts, right? You and me. Just one-on-one conversations. But where else do you find community?
It's everywhere. First, I definitely rely on my friends and family who are out of this for a community of support. Not everyone has that. I'm lucky enough, and you're lucky enough to have supportive friends and family and people who are interested in what's going on in your life and everything. So beyond that, we as voice actors have each other. And when I first started looking for community, I found an improv group. It's called Quarantine Improv on Meetup.
Okay.
They do improv just on Zoom for the most part. And it's glorious and wonderful, and everybody plays, and it's super inclusive, and I freaking love it. And improv is for everybody, I believe. It's freaking great. And then the more I got into voice acting, I started getting invited to these mini groups or inviting people to mini groups. So a group I invited you to, LTM. L is Lindsay from LTM. She invited me to this group where they chat and they have all this stuff. It's on Discord. I made a Discord for Global Voice Acting Academy, and I understand it, but I can't be on it as much, like unless it becomes my part of my job. There's just so much. Would you agree, Mike? There's
a lot, yeah. Because
a lot.
I mean, I didn't know Discord at all. I knew it existed.
Yeah.
I knew, like the gaming community, uses it, and that's kind of where it got its chops, right?
Right.
But as far as, I mean, all my community, and my friends, everything was texting. We used GroupMe and other things, but I didn't really get on Discord. And really, I think it was when you invited me to be a part of, your little group, was my first foray into Discord. And then you started the GVAA group.
Yeah.
And then you invited me to the LTM group. And then I've used it for other things. Like I used it for, fantasy sports drafts, just to have a video channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just recently, coming out of One Voice, I met a good number of people from the DFW area. And this one guy, Sean Scott, he has a little, is in a Discord group of local people. So I've gotten into that and started kind of having conversations. And there's, occasionally they meet up. Or some of them do, for coffee or for whatever, and I think that's grand, and I would love to do that, just to see some of these people face to face and have those conversations. And so, yeah, Discord's been a great thing, and something that this old fart really
I feel as
had to
old
get used
farty,
to, but it's cool.
Yeah, I feel as disconnected from it. There's so many like places to go and look, people are talking about board games and pets and things like that. I can't keep up with everybody. There's so many people on these Discords, but they're there. If you need to come to them, you can be on there every day and interacting. That's what I love about these groups, because they're always there. Some people I might not chat with a lot in the community. Mm-hmm. I can come to them a month later, 2 months later, and go, hey, can you help me out with this thing? Almost always, it's that day they'll help me out. Yeah. And so the T in LTM is Tyler, and we invited him on the podcast. I think it's 2 weeks from now. He might be gracing us with his presence.
Yeah, we'll be talking to him the first or second week of September, which means that you, the listening audience, will hear that podcast somewhere in the middle to late September. So look forward to that. Yeah, I don't know Tyler as much as Mitch has, but I've had several conversations with him. Neat guy, and really active on that LTM Discord, and really an advocate for people like us trying to find our way in this business.
And there's so many. It's an endless flow of people that are helping each other. That's why I wanted to bring up community today, because it feels so warm. Like, I'm so excited that you get to maybe meet people in person every now and then, like monthly or something. Yeah. I don't know how often you said. Well, I wish I had that in Detroit.
Yeah, we haven't gotten together yet, but I mean, it's out there, and so it would be cool. But even, I mean, just coming from our conversation last week about One Voice, and and when I had the interview with Gunner. Even then, I mean, when I interviewed Gunner, it was Thursday night of the conference. Yeah. We still had 3 days to go, and I was already getting this overwhelming sense of community from the people in at the conference, and so just out of that, I've got the local people that I met in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I've got a tight group of people from a group kind of, I don't know, led by, but, kind of the mentor is a guy named Tim Powers, who some of you listening to may have heard of in the voiceover world. Neat guy. Ended up going out to dinner with him and his wife and a few other people. Oh, wow. I impressed them because I took them to a really nice pizza joint in DFW. Oh, boy. And so they were all just thrilled with it. And so, I felt pretty good that I let them in on some of the local stuff. But good guy, and through him and other people I've now connected with on social media, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, I'm trying to get back into the Instagram, which is really not my thing, but
I know I'm thinking about it too.
and so like we posted the link to the podcast with Gunner Reddy, and
that was fun, by the way.
Yeah, we had a blast.
It was so fun to listen to.
It was fun being in person, going back and forth with him. So we played around, and it was fun. But I'm Facebook friends with Tim Powers now, and Tim Powers happened to see that and commented on it and said, "Love Gunner, love you, yada." And I said, "We got to get you on the podcast." He said, "Anytime, reach out." Boom. We now have another guest that we need to line up. So it's just neat the way this community is out there for you if you just find them. Yeah, and it's just like anything. I mean, I don't know how people go through life alone. I mean, I'm a churchgoer, and I'm involved in that community. Where I have my people there. I'm getting involved in trying to do some ministry opportunities. With voiceover, using this avenue to do outreach and to do projects, for my church and possibly for other churches. And, that community, I mean, I often say, we know people going through health issues and other things and losing loved ones and stuff. And I don't know how people make it through stuff like that if they're all alone, if they don't have anybody in their community to support them. And, turning that back around to positive stuff with voiceover, it's tough. It was tough to start this and not know anybody. And I was coaching with GVAA,
Yeah.
and it was great. And I was getting feedback from David, but I wasn't really, until I really connected with you. And you're like, hey, you and me, we're both goofy guys. Why don't you join this Discord, with a couple other goofy guys, and let's talk. That was a godsend for me. That was amazing. So, again, I appreciate you, my number one community person in voiceover.
Dang,
for
Mike,
really
this
expanding.
comes out. I didn't know I was. I was that guy for you. That's so
You're my
cool.
guy, Mitch.
Yeah, my guy.
You're the number one. You're my number one, man.
I mean, and it had only been a little while since I joined any sort of group thing at that point, and I was looking for people that I could share interests and chats with, and immediately, and I'm starting to feel like we're talking about, the first day we met was love at first sight.
It was kismet, man. It was just,
oh boy. Yeah, I think
it's guy love. It's like my favorite sitcom, Scrubs. You ever seen it?
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah, guy love. I'm JD and you're Turk, or vice versa. I don't know.
Okay, I'll be Turk.
Right.
I think.
Can you dance? Because Turk can dance.
Then I'll be anyone else. Cox. I'm Cox.
That fits.
Oh yeah, I'm that guy. I need a community. It's not that I hope I find a community. I will drag people into my community, and they can leave if they want, but I need it so much, and that it was tough. Like you were saying in the beginning, it's like, who's out there other than Steve Reesberg for me? And he was a cool guy, and we had some really cool chats, like, dang near in tears it felt like. But, yeah, we needed more. We needed people like us who kind of didn't know what the heck was going on, or didn't know where we're headed, or if we were going to keep going, and things of that nature, lift each other up. And yeah, the fact that you suggested this is kind of wild too, because I never thought I would do a podcast.
Yeah, it's really wild to me that I, out of the four of us that were in that original group, I outrank everybody by at least 20 years, and I'm the guy that came up with the podcast idea. I don't know why. It just was like, what can we do to get out there, and what can we do to just have reason to come together,
right.
and maybe through this we're hoping that we get a following, and we're not expecting to be the Two Bears in a Cave or whatever it is, or any, and have hundreds of thousands of people, and the Kelsey brothers or whatever. But if we can get a little bit of a following where we got people like us that are listening in going, haha, I've been there, and enjoying it, that's what we want. We want you, the listeners, to be part of our community. Not only just in listening to us, but reaching out to us.
Please.
I said before, we've got we've got an email, mitchandmikevojourney @gmail.com.
mitchandmikevojourney@email.com.
Yes, Mitch and Mike
Gmail.
@gmail.com, not at email.com. Find me at email. Send my email to email.
Email@email.com.
What it says. That's what it says on the box, on the thing that I look at. It says email.
I'm going to cough. Hold on.
But yeah, so I mean, comment, reach out to us, and let us know if there's things that you want to hear, if you want to be on the podcast, or if you want to give us ideas for the podcast.
Oh, I love new ideas. We're running low.
Be a part of our community. We'd love to connect with y'all.
Yeah, and so Discord. You can find us on there at discord@email.com. I'm just kidding. If you email us, we'll get with you on there. There's so many places to find us. Our website.
www.internet.com.
Exactly. Oh, boy. Mike, I feel like there's so much to say about the community.
Yeah.
Is there... Other than me, of course, is there anyone else's butt you want to kiss and thank for bringing you in before we get into playtime?
Oh, goodness. As far as keeping me going, I mean, really, again, I mean, I could have easily hit a wall and not had anybody to talk to and gone, well, this was stupid. I shouldn't have spent all that money and done all that training because nothing's happening. And I could have hit that wall very early this year. But having you, Gunner, Brian Doms, another of our friends, has just been really great to be able to come in and talk to you guys. You starting the GVAA Discord, been able, like you said, go in and ask questions and get answers. Connecting with people from the GVAA workout sessions and finding them. Bill Ancio is a neat guy, really great guy, and I've connected with him on LinkedIn and on Facebook. And
if he's one of the guys I met coming up, I'm like, so I don't get to sound like him.
Yeah, I feel so inferior.
It's like, what the hell? He just has it from birth. I bet he grew up just, ready to do Discovery Channel documentaries.
Yeah,
he just sounds so good.
He's very smooth.
He's so smooth,
very articulate. Well, that was ironic. The fact that I could not articulate articulate.
Bill Ancio, you're articulate
You're
as
so
hell.
articulate.
Shout out to Blood Bamboo, so articulate.
You make words sound good, Bill.
Oh,
They come out
me.
your mouth like they're supposed to sound.
Oh, boy. Well, one of my connections, of course, other than Bill, Bill, Gunner, and Brian, is my buddy Brendan Hunter from Closing Credits. He was one of the first of my mentors to really, call me a friend. And then I was like, oh, we get to do that? I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And he actually ended up coming to town last year, and he might be here this year for for YomaCon, and that's been so cool to have someone who's done so much that I can chat with, and his life's so interesting. I just feel watching it's fun. But he's pretty cool too.
Yeah,
there's too many people to name, of course.
It is fun being on this side of things and fanboying just a little bit, making these connections. I mean, like Katie Lee, the fact that I've been able to have conversations, one-on-one conversations via email and telephone with Katie Lee.
It's insane.
The illustrious Katie Lee, and I use that word all the time, illustrious. But still, she is. So
it
many
makes her
credits
no less illustrious.
Yeah, and I talked to so many people at the One Voice conference with, IMDb pages as long as the phone book. And just really cool. I was able to go up to J. Michael Collins and thank him for putting on the thing, and he very much appreciated it and had a good, heartfelt conversation with me. And so, and he was, I found him on, LinkedIn, and he was friends of somebody, and I, linked with
everyone.
him. And, and it's like, okay, and I didn't really know a lot about him. But then I start seeing all these things that he posts. I'm like, oh, this guy's established.
Yeah,
and then you hear some of his work. It's like, oh, he's that guy. He's a political guy. He's, big voice guy. And just, again, just silky smooth. And one of those, you hope that someday you're going to sound like that.
Right. Yeah, the rest of you out there I didn't name personally, and Mike didn't name personally. We're going to have you on the podcast. We're going to force you onto this podcast. We're going to force you maybe to do a ChatGPT roulette or some other kind of playful thing. And that's just coming from me. Mike didn't agree to this before I said it, but I won't take no for an answer. Okay.
Well, and you mentioned improv, and that's one of the things, Tim Powers that's one of the things he coaches is improv, and him wanting to come on the show. I think when we have him on, that's going to take the place of ChatGPT that week, because I think we're going to have maybe Tim run some little improv exercises with us, and that'll be a hoot.
Maybe to show it off. Oh man. Okay. Well, no one needs to hear behind the curtain on that, even though I bet you freaking want to. But I'm so pumped for that. I love it. But it's just, I get, in this booth when you tell me to do whatever to RZA or whatever you told me to do when we first
Swerve.
got in here. Oh, it's
Get that
not
swerve
RZA?
on. RZA.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real close, though.
Okay. I'm
They
getting
both
the
have Z's in them.
Yeah, I'm getting
No, they
the
don't. Swerve doesn't have
RZA.
Z's. Man, I can't spell, and I can't talk.
Swerve. We must chat GPT before I go, and I'm going to make you do that too. So everyone
right.
hold on to your tiny seats.
Yeah, baby. Here we go. So that took us a lot longer than anybody needs to know about.
Yeah, I guess ChatGPT doesn't want to write about babies drinking different flavors of milk at a bar or
It was not
diapers
coming
or-
together. You know, AI is a big topic in the voiceover industry, and we use it to play around, but sometimes it's not even good for this.
No.
Sorry,
And it could have been
ChatGPT.
my fault.
Today was a
as well.
failure, but we pivoted. We've got something different. There's no babies involved, but there's sisters.
They're sisters. Oh my gosh. And I'm not even pumped about it.
No, you're not.
I asked ChatGPT to write a 60-second script between two sisters. One's having a bad day while the other is trying to cheer them up with all the fun autumn things that are just around the corner. Don't
'Cause
forget
they
the
are.
pumpkin spice. Make it funny. Mike always wants to
right.
make it funny.
Well, you know, funny is fun.
This isn't even funny. I mean, like,
Oh, but we're gonna make it funny.
today has been awful. I'm just so over it.
Come on! Autumn is just around the corner. Things are gonna get a whole lot better.
Autumn? Like, what's that even going to change?
First off, pumpkin spice everything! Yay! We're talking lattes and candles, even pasta. It's like a fall-flavored utopia.
Pasta? Really?
Oh, yeah. It's a thing. Pumpkin spice ravioli? Trust me, it's so much a thing. You're gonna love it. And there's apple cider donuts. Ah, they're heaven in a bite.
Okay, I mean, that does sound pretty good. Like, what else?
Oh, like cozy sweaters. How about that? And we can have a spontaneous pumpkin carving parties. I'm thinking a pumpkin shaped like a cat drinking a pumpkin spice latte.
And, I mean, like, what's the obsession with all this pumpkin spice stuff?
Oh, come on. It's like Autumn's secret weapon. It makes everything better. Well, except maybe salad.
I mean, I could try it, but, like, you know what? That does sound pretty fun. Like, maybe this day isn't so bad after all.
Right? I'm telling you, all it takes is a little bit of fall magic to turn things around.
Oh my gosh, just give me a hug.
Oh, come here, sis. You're the best.
I just had a little toot.
It's stinky. You know what this needs? Pumpkin spice air freshener.
Oh my God.
So much better.
You're obsessed. You're freaking weird.
Pumpkin spice.
I want to say my sister has turned into a pumpkin spice goblin all of a sudden.
I want to say my sister was channeling Nathan Lane from the Birdcage.
I'll have to watch that, but
Yeah.
is that about right? Who?
It's from the 90s. It's
I know it's a Robin Williams.
Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, yeah.
Wow.
Based
I
on
should
La
probably
Cage aux
watch
Folles.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, well, it's like we devolved almost.
Yeah. We've talked before on the podcast about staying in character. I think we both drifted quite a bit.
We
But
drifted.
You know what?
I mean, we only give it ourselves so much.
We made it fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, how many times are you and I going to have a chance to actually read for the part of Sister 1 and Sister 2? So, you know,
Maybe never.
maybe never.
Hopefully someday.
Yeah. I would be
Okay,
your
well-
sister, Mitch.
Hugs. Don't make me toot.
Hugs. All right. And on that note,
wow.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for listening to us. And I hope you had a little bit of fun. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye,
when
y'all.
we get our swerve on once again.
Oh, it's Schwerve. It's not RZA or whatever.
No, swerve, baby.